Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be going over this modified lesson and kind of explaining what the expectations and the instructions are, so that way in case if you're reading through it and you're kind of confused about what to do or what's being asked of you, that way this can help it make a little more sense. So instructions, you're going to read the passage, the sit-in movement article, and you're going to pay attention to footers and notes when you're reading. So when you look through the passage and it has those notes and it has the little numbers that say that either talk about this person or this word, about the definition, that's what you're gonna be reading about and paying attention to those and what the relevance is to that. And you're going to have these three activities, these three lessons, and you're going to pick two of them. The following activities are going to be lesson 1, topic, subtopic, detail slides. Lesson 2, perspective, position, power. Or lesson 3, code a text. And then 4 is going to be, you're going to be complete the formative assessments, and it's pretty easy, it's not that hard, on Google Forms for whichever your teacher is. And you're going to pick 2 of the 3. So don't do all 3 unless you really want to be a go-getter and go get it. But here's lesson 1. After you read the text, the directions are to I can use context clues to summarize and retell the story. And you're going to complete the assignment on the next slide. And you're going to find what the topic, what the whole section is mostly about. So when we talk about the topic, what it's about, what's the main idea, what's the theme. After that, find a subtopic or smaller part of the topic. So if I'll get you a little started. We're talking about civil rights. We're talking about segregation. We're talking about equality. It's a big topic. But now we're talking about something smaller. We're talking about, what are we talking about? Let me think. Okay, in this article, after we read through it, the sit-in movement, so maybe it's a different kind of protest instead of just regular old protest. It's a peaceful protest, things like that, a smaller part of the topic. Finally, list details that you learned that connect the topic and subtopic. How are they related? So if we look at this topic, subtopic, and details, it says right here, topic, racism. Topic, civil rights movement. So what's the subtopic of racism? What's the subtopic of civil rights movement? In details, what can you tell us from the text that will support your argument? Okay, so you should be able to do that in a sentence or 2 sentences. It shouldn't take too long. Lesson 2, perspective, position, and power. I can make inferences and use evidence to support my understanding. You're going to complete the assignment on the next slide. Identify the perspective of the author in crafting the text with that main idea. Remember, when we talk about perspective, point of view. Think about our position to that idea, agreement or disagreement, insider or outsider. Think about the power inherent in the text. Whose perspective is represented and whose is omitted, meaning whose point of view is shown there, whose perspective is left out. You know, whose perspective are we getting, whose are we not getting? And you're going to use one or more facts to generate an inference that you have made about the text and type it into the corresponding space. So you're going to have your perspective, your power, and your position. Perspective, point of view, position, agree, disagree, and then with power, perspective, permitted. Lesson 3. I can monitor my own reading for meaning. Read a chunk of text, think, what did I just read? Translate the author's words into a symbol system to help you remember. These symbols will help you go back and quickly skim the information. Add notes to the chart to show your thinking, and if you have others to add to the list, add them. If time permits, share it with the class to complete the chart. Well, you're not really going to share it with the class, but you can share it to yourself, or you can share it with the teacher when you're reading. And so when you code the text, you're going to look at these, and it has BK, background knowledge. Underline, what's most important? Confusion, question, something you're not sure about. A little star for important. This is personal information. And you can add in your own codes, whether you want to circle something. Why are you circling something? Is it one of the W's, the who, what, when, where, why? Is it one of those?